Hey and welcome to a new ShadowSisterHealing video. In my videos, I let your shadow meet your light so you can be whole again. And today we have here a fairy tale love reading. I have again Grimm's fairy tales, and I have here already 3 files to make it faster. So your choice to make this selection of the pile is this Knight of Cups, this Heart Jack, and Crown Chakra, Crystal, Amethyst. That's pile number 1. Pile number 2, Sacral Chakra, Cornelian, and 4 of Swords, 4 of Spades. And then we have third pile. Pile number 3 is Root Chakra, Jasper, and 7 of Swords, 7 of Spades. So just the nature of this reading is it is a love reading, but it's also meant to be that you follow your intuition, learn to trust your intuition and what you feel called to. There are these 3 cards. Which one you feel called to? And you choose the pile based on these images. What is calling for you? So I start now the reading. And each pile has a fairy tale. So let's start with pile number 1. It's here. It's here. And before we go into any fairy tale, the fairy tale is here. I'm going to read you the love message. These are new cards that I've made. I made like how your person is feeling about you. It's good to have immediately some awareness. We're going to look with this as a bow deck. We're going to look into your person's feeling more after this fairy tale. First, we just have a little preview because it's interesting to see what's going on. Okay, so I mean, we have here Knight of Cups. That's very romantic knight. That's somebody who comes to you with a love message, love proposal, and your message is cloud 9. Extremely happy, adventurous, fool, satisfaction, head over heels, euphoria, spring in the air, expansion, nirvana, deep feelings, and opening a heart. So somebody's in cloud 9 about you, and that's why they want to come here with a proposal. Like somebody I wrote here also something about this. Where the cloud 9 comes is like since September 1896. This name was given cumulonimbus. It's a thundercloud, what was tallest cloud on Earth. So maybe there is this accumulation of feelings that now this night just cannot take it anymore. They're in cloud 9 and they want to come to you. That's the starting point now of this reading. So let's see, then we have the highest energy, also very spiritual energy here. So the fairy tale is Hans in Lyck. Okay, the Hans in Lyck, it's kind of like a little bit this hasty night. Sometimes you should be a bit aware how to deal with people, that they don't like end up taking advantage of you. So this romantic night might be a little bit rose-colored eyes and cannot see. So let's see, Hans in Lyck. Try to tell this well to you. So, Hans had served his master 7 years, and at the end of the 7th year he said, "Master, my time is up. I want to go home and see my mother, so give me my wages." "You have served me truly and faithfully," said the master, As the service is, so must be the wage. And he gave him a lump of gold as big as his head. Hans pulled his handkerchief out on his pocket and tied the lump of the gold in it, hoisted it on his shoulder, and set off on his way home. So this is a bit like a fool starting to travel with this big gold piece going back to the mother. But then he, of course, meets somebody on the road. And there came in sight a man riding on a spirited horse and looking very gay and lively. Oh, cried Hans aloud, how splendid riding must be, sitting as much as one's ease as in armchair, stumbling over no stones, saving one's shoes, and getting on one hardly knows how. The horseman heard Hans say this and called out to him, well, Hans, what are you doing on foot? I can't help myself, said Hans. I have this great lump to carry. To be sure, it's cold, but then I can't hold my head straight for it, and it hurts my shoulder. I tell you what, said the horseman, we will change. I will give you my horse, and you shall give me your lump of gold. With all my heart, said Hans, but I warn you, you will find it heavy. And the horseman got down, took the gold, and helping Hans up, he gave the reins into his hand. When you want to go fast, said he, you must click your tongue and cry, G up. And Hans, as he sat upon a horse, was glad at heart and rode off with merry cheer. After a while, he thought he should like to go quicker, so he began to click with his tongue and to cry, G up. And the horse began to trot, and Hans was thrown before he knew what was going to happen. And there he lay in the ditch, the side of the road. The horse would have got away, but that he was caught by a peasant who was passing that way and driving cow before him. So then the next person who comes across is this cow keeper, peasant, and then, well, now, said the peasant, since it will be doing such a favor, I don't mind exchanging my cow for your horse, because Hans started to get interest of this cow. That's the danger of dating anybody who has this kind of Knight of Cup energy. They are thirsty, they come fast. When they thirst are like got over, they leave you as fast as they came. So a little bit with this Hans, person who thinks you of cloud 9, how long that cloud will last. So you just be aware, there might be some love bombing included of this stormy cloud coming. Anyway, so then the next one was this cow was saying, the good thing about this cow, how Hans saw it, with only a piece of bread I shall have everything I can possibly want, for I shall always be able to have butter and cheese to it, and if I'm thirsty I have nothing to do but to milk my cow, and what more is there for heart to wish? So he was very positive about getting this cow. But then, anyway, he had an issue that he would not get cow all of it. And the butcher came across and noticed like, oh, this is an old cow. It's not possible to milk with that. But yeah, I can take it. I can change this to, butcher had a pig. So look here, Hans, said the butcher, just for love of you, I will exchange and will give you my pig instead of your cow. Heaven reward such kindness, cried Hans, and handing over the cow, received in exchange the pig, who was turned out of his wheelbarrow and was to be led by the stream. So on went Hans, thinking how everything turned out according to his wishes, and how, if trouble overtook him, all was sure to be set right directly. Then the next thing happens on the road is that there comes a man with a fine goose under his arm. And again, the Hans get excited. And they change. yeah, the man pointed out that why he would give up this pig. Yes, there was a rumor that it was actually a stolen pig, but the man would do a favor for him and then give the goose, and he got the pig, and off went Hans with the goose. And Hans went on his way home with the goose under his arm. The more I think of it, said he to himself, the better the bargain seems. First I get the roast goose, then the fat that will last the whole year for bread and dripping, and lastly the beautiful white feathers which I can stuff my pillow with. How comfortable I shall sleep upon it, and how pleased my mother will be. But then he met a knife grinder, and eventually he changed the goose even to a knife and stones, that he could always earn money sharpening the knives of other people. And the knife grinder said, all you want is grindstone, the rest comes of itself. I have one here, to be sure. It's little damaged, but I don't mind letting you have it in exchange for your goose. What you say? Eventually, this Hans pressed that stone on the well, and the stones dropped there somehow. He placed the stones carefully by his side at the edge of the well. Then he sat down, and as he stooped to drink, he happened to give the stones a little push, and they both fell into the water with a splash. And then Hans, having watched them disappear, jumped for joy and thanked his stars that he had been so lucky as to get rid of the stones that had waited upon him so long without any effort of his own. I really think, cried he, I'm the luckiest man under the sun. So on he went, void of care, until he reached his mother's house. So yeah, this was the story. Hans in luck, somebody in cloud 9. They are a little bit like not thinking realistic, or like they are a little bit kind of a bit full energy here. So it means that there is a new chapter in their life. They're very positive about, because everything new is always, often people are always thinking like a new life, new things are always better than the old. So there is this kind of like a lack of deepness a little bit, I would say here. But Hans, moral of the story is kind of like you should a little bit be not letting people influence you so much. I'm now taking some cards for you and your person. I'm not especially spread here. I'm just gonna see what comes. Then we have still the love card. This is still this one. Okay. So we have here 6 of air. There is this person with a book and cat, some fairies flying. 6 of Swords. Maybe it's like a healing energy. Usually it's about healing. Maybe like the wisdom heals you. The more you read, the more you understand. Kind of like getting a little bit more wise about you, not being so foolish. Taking time to read. Okay. Oh, then we have 2 of Cups. Yeah, there is really beautiful union because the person is completely in cloud 9 over you. So I mean, this is very much in the stars, in the cards. 8 of Cups. I'm gonna read this little story from here, but it tells me a little bit cooking something here, like a potion. Usually 8 of Cups is like letting go something and being alone and kind of a hermit style. This person is clearly like cooking something, maybe related to love because lots of those cups. And then Ace of Cup. So here is a lot of love anyway. Person has this cloud 9 here. There is this Knight of Cup that is totally about coming in an offer, wanting to shower you with some love or offered of messages or come to practically like spoil you somehow. And then we have all this loving energy here. A little bit cautious also here. There's a little bit this hermit energy present and healing potion. But then this Ace of Cups is really here. I'm gonna read about first about a little bit of Six of Air, because maybe something meaningful is happening here. Those books. We are currently having solar eclipse in Libra, so things should be get balanced, and it's about intention that we set now for the next 6 months. So, I mean, these are beautiful relationship intentions here, even though there's a bit unrealistic at cloud 9, but like really beautiful thing that you are like healing with knowledge and kind of educating yourself. Then you arrive to this love, this perfect union, because you're kind of aligned. Then you have this cooking, taking care of again. And then this, you are kind of able to make this kind of like a perfect cup of love, like you're cooking it. But the cups are already changing before, but you're kind of better in the recipe or something like that. I'm gonna now read from here because I wanna know more. I think you're not gonna know also more about your person. So 6 of air. So there's air and a lot of water. Yes, a lot of water also here. This is water. And the clouds are coming from the water. Steaming up. There's something is steaming up because this is like the biggest cumulonimbus thundercloud. Yeah, watch out that these emotions are not gonna become like completely like a thunder, but yeah, this might be. Good thing with this Zoom reading is that I have time, but I wish I would find these things easier, but they are not very well. Okay. The water was here. What is my here? Okay, finally we have found it. So, not so easy to show this, but familiar. We just have a deep and special connection with nature, including animals. And as with all nature, we have much to learn from our fellow creatures. Also, we recognize the existence of worlds other than the physical and are acquainted with beings that may not be considered real animals, but exist in some form nonetheless. There are many levels of relationships that we can have with animals, be they physical creature or spiritual. Animals take on the role of totem, spiritual guide, power, and familiar. All these aspects have difference and similarities, and definitions vary among different spiritual paths and practices. I mean, you could take this Hans look as a spiritual path, actually. Interesting. Like, and there's a lot of animals included there also. So you can learn from animals and draw energy from them. And we can turn to these animals for things, guidance, direction, moral support, companionship, strength, understanding, and healing. The 6 of air points to relying on our deepening our connection with our animal helpers. In this case, their wisdom, guidance, or healing is needed. An animal guide will bring an important message. Okay, so That's the first part. Then you still have this love union here. This is the choice card usually. But you're choosing each other. It's nice to have for the FAIRYTALE love. Being such a positive card. Love. It seems that so many of various pantheons have complicated stories and relationships, but none more so than the Greek and Roman divinities. And as we know, love and romantic relationships are extremely complex. So it is fitting that Aphrodite and Eros, or Venus and Cupid, if you prefer the Roman names, adorn this card, representing love. And okay, Venus is currently even the kind of ruling planet in this solar eclipse. So the partnerships are heightened, and maybe this card is here to remind you, like, what choices you made now are very much of a destiny moment. The Two of Water promises a romantic, loving relationship. The two people involved will be quite enthralled with each other. Being so wrapped up in their own little world, they may neglect other things for a while. Yeah, they're a bit like in this own bubble here. Or possibly, because this card happened to be top of it, cloud 9. Then we have still the 8 of water. Is that for your relationship? Magic and transformation. Corydwen is a popular Welsh goddess and is associated with many things: prophecy, magic, death, rebirth, divine wisdom, and inspiration. In this instance, we are thinking about her as the goddess of the cauldron. A cauldron is symbolic of a place where magic happens. That is, where something is transformed into something else. Cerritwen is perhaps best known as the goddess of the cauldron, for it is said in some versions of the myth that it was in cauldron that she created Talisan, the famous bard, although in some versions her wand symbolized the cauldron. Magically speaking, whenever we cast a circle, we create a type of cauldron, a place of out place, and a time out of time, a safe place where magic occurs. Okay, I think it's really, I heard the safe space here. So you or your partner want that when you come together, that is a safe space. That's very healthy. The 8 of water is a time of powerful change. Your intent and decisions will have long-term ramifications and will shape the direction being determined at this time. You have the power to create the transformation that you seek. Okay, that's a beautiful cookie coming on, and then we have still the Ace of Wand and Ace of Cup. I mean, I want to read that to you because there's some wisdom. The chalice and the atom. The Sabbats that we celebrate represent the turning of the wheel of the year. Part of the wheel is when the maiden of goddess unites with the god. Through this union, she contains the seed of the year to come, ensuring that all life will continue on Earth. Witches sometimes commemorates this event with a symbolic ceremony called the Great Rite. The Great Rite takes one or two forms. In one, the high priestess and the high priest of a coven perform a ritual together in which they embody the goddess and the god, culminating in intercourse, symbolizing the sacred marriage. Another, perhaps more common ritual is to symbolize the sacred marriage using a chalice filled with wine to represent the god, goddess, and an atom to represent the god. The Ace of Water represents a relationship that promises to grow into something more, something fulfilling, something powerful, something divine. Very promising stuff going on here. Wow. This is like a perfect intercourse. Okay. Like all this kind of cooking here. Before that, there's kind of choice card. We choose each other. And here was even this healing happening. And animal spirits called for help. I think it's very possible under influence of Venus currently, this relationship that you can have in your mind. Like in this case, I would say that you already have somebody in your mind and you feel like a Hans in look. Whatever happens in your relationship, you feel like this Hans in look, like, okay, it was divine purpose. Okay, it was a divine timing. Like everything, you see the person so nice that there is really like this feeling of freedom. Like whatever happens, that it's like a beautiful adventure. So okay, the different turns of event doesn't matter because it's another kind of adventure. There is this cloud 9, Taurus cloud. Okay, and then we have still the love card. Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstand every situation. Exactly. I mean, in this case, if the Hans in look was eventually coming kind of without nothing to the mother, this one has got a lot on the way. So the journey is home. I think your reading, I will write in the caption, journey is home. And if you wanna like confirm this reading for you, journey is home. That is how it feels. Like things are happening in a beautiful way between you two. And there's this kind of big kind of wind in your sails. Yeah, cool. So this was for 1. I'm gonna a little pause so that I can turn the tape on. Welcome to your reading pile number 2. You have chosen this card, 4 Swords, and let's see what's coming with this choice. So put it here. First will be a message from a person you love, or it's in your mind. And we have here also Sacral Chakra crystal. This is creativity, sexuality, Emperor, Empress, very this kind of pleasure and abundance energy here. Cornelian, fitting well with the dress that the person is wearing also. Orange. Okay, so the feeling card, how the person is feeling about you is love potion, magical, intoxicating chemistry, sexuality, heart alchemy, flowing feelings. Yes, very much pleasure. Okay, and your fairy tale, the death of the hen. Interesting. So today you get the fantastical creature oracle with this. And we are reading the death of a hen now. Try to tell it shortly. Fairy tales can be very healing. So death of a hen. Once on a time, the cock and the hen went to the nut mountain, and they agreed beforehand that whichever of them should find nut was to divide it with the other. Now the hen found a great big nut, but said nothing about it and was going to eat it all alone. But the kernel was such a fat one that she would not swallow it down, and it stuck in her throat so that she was afraid she should choke. Cock, cried she, run as fast as you can and fetch me some water, or I shall choke. So the cock ran as fast as he could to the brook and said, Brook, give me some water. The hen is up yonder choking with a big nut stuck in her throat. But the brook answered, First run to the bride and ask for her some red silk. So the cock ran to the bride and said, Bride, give me some red silk. The brook wants me to give him some red silk. I want him to give me some water, for the hen lies yonder choking with a big nut stuck in her throat. But the bride answered, First go and fetch me a garland that hangs on a willow. And the cock ran to the willow and pulled the garland from the bough and brought it to the bride. And the bride gave him red silk, and he brought it to the brook, and the brook gave him water. So then the cock brought the water to the hen, but alas, it was too late. The hen had choked in the meanwhile and lay there dead. This card, also normal tarot, is for a sword, is somebody's kind of laying, resting in peace, kind of very much like a dead person. Interestingly, now the hen is dead. Was waiting a little bit too long. I think there is some kind of message about that. What is this love potion? I start to think about Romeo and Juliet, she's like drinking and dying, and then the other one is like, oh my God, what happened to Juliet? There's a lot of time passing here in this relationship, looks like already. Just be aware that yes, time can heal and time can be good, but sometimes you might lose your love because you let it pass too much time. So the cock, what he did. And the cock was so grieved that he cried aloud, and all the beasts came and lamented for the hen. And 6 mice built a little wagon on which to carry the poor hen to her grave. And when it was ready, they harnessed themselves to it, and the cock drove. On the way, they met the fox. "Halloa, cock," cried he. "Where are you off to?" "To bury my hen," answered the cock. "Can I come too?" said the fox. "Yes, if you follow behind," said the cock. So the fox followed behind, and he was soon joined by the wolf, the bear, the stag, the lion, and all the beasts in the wood. And the procession went on till they came to a brook. "How shall we get over?" said the cock. Now in the brook there was a straw, and he said, "I will lay myself across so that you may pass over me." But when the 6 mice that were carrying the wagon had gone upon this bridge, the straw slipped and fell into the water, and they all tumbled in and were drowned. So they were as badly off as ever when a coal came up and said he would lay himself across and they might pass over him. But no sooner had he touched the water, he hissed, went out, and was dead. So the flame died from the coal even. A stone, seeing this, was touched with pity, and wishing to help the cock, he laid himself across the stream. And the cock threw the wagon with the dead hen in it safely to the other side, and then began to draw the others who followed behind across too. But it was too much for him. The wagon turned over, and all tumbled into water, one on the top of another, and were drowned. So the cock was left all alone with the dead hen, and he dug a grave and laid her in it. And he raised a mound above her and sat himself down and lamented so sore that at last he died. And so they were all dead together. So this is a weird story. I would say there is something about like some obsessive, intoxicating love that can be kind of like a doom. Something like a doom, like of course there's this selflessness of the hen that she actually was supposed to share the kernel with the cock and she didn't, and then she kind of got karma out of it. This kind of wheel of fortune and the death and life, like a cycle. Like there's kind of lesson to be learned, not to be too selfish or something. And then like anyway, he just wanted to bring the hen to bury, and eventually everybody else ended up dying. There's really this vicious circle. Somehow almost like this thing that like here this card suggests that you should just rest in peace. And this restlessness was, that cock was all restless and brought everybody along, and there was all this trauma going on. So it's good to rest. It's good to just take time and rest. And let that possible ex rest in peace as well, and not carry that baggage around, something like that. There's anyway this sexuality and passion and all this kind of stuff going on also. Okay, let's see what cards I have here. This fantastic creature. Let me get more clarity for your person and you. Person and you, let's see immediately. Page of Pentacles, your person, and Five of Pentacles, you. Page of Pentacles, that's kind of like a happy little flower fairy. Really like no care for tomorrow, like a totally happy in the world. Then you are like showing up as this kind of Five of Pentacles, kind of left in the cold. It's a little bit like a hot and cold. It's like the one is alive and one is dead. Summer and winter opposites. Blooming, freezing. Love potion. Okay, let's see something else for this still. I think this dwarf story, that this dwarf is kind to everybody. Okay, the High Priestess and Queen of Pentacles. So to verify who is this person, you are dealing with High Priestess. It's kind of like a High Priestess looking like a little fairy. It's very powerful. While under you have a Queen of Pentacles. It's really this good, like a nurturing thing. There's always this land-related stuff. Which story I should read of this? Maybe about the High Priestess. Priestess and Queen of Pentacles. Both kind of feminine energy. High Priestess is such a mysterious thing with this paper rose. Show me maybe this love potion. Hot and cold. Wisdom and nurturing nature, Mother Nature. What is that? Love. Fool and Seven of Wands. Okay, this is like a Valkyria card, and this is some kind of dragon. So that what is the driving force here? There is again like, okay, there was a little bit Fool thing also about that cock going around with a dead hen. But this Seven of Wands is usually standing your ground. It's coming over the top of this High Priestess. It's a Fool. Not potion. Fool is always a new chapter in your life, new journey. It's very these cards are so fairy tale like that. I think I have to verify. I have to verify them a little bit. The classic tarot, possibly. I want to see love potion. Queen of Cups on this fairy side, and Five of Swords. Defeat. So yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, there can be this memory of a loved one who was like perfect, like this kind of powerful, very like Valkyria, Queen of Cups, all these positive attributes. High Priestess, very wise person. And this other person is like walking away from it. It's like too much or something. And there is this Fool card. I think that the moral story of this cock and hen is really this Fool. Maybe I read this Fool. What is this Fool here? It's dragon. Ampis banal. According to Greek legend, this is like one of the uppers, like whatever is this side, these are like coming as a couple. I'm reading about that dragon in the tree now. According to Greek legend, the Amis Phaina can move in the direction of either head. If the two halves hold onto each other, creating a circle which enables it to roll, the two heads are capable of acting independently, although they often think and work together as if one mind. The Ampi Baina aptly portrays the fool who, when faced with choices, often can't make up his mind or decides without enough information. If this is the first card in layout, it's not. Expect the unexpected, new beginnings or journeys into unknown areas. A leap of faith is required. Decisions must be made. If this card represents a person, he will be very unconventional or maybe wanderer without goals. Okay, I mean, the cock was also kind of wandering without goals, just going with the hen along, even that the hen was already dead. It's a little bit this selfish energy here also. Love potion. Yeah, they came together. I read about this 7 of Wands Valkyrie because I think that is important for you to know. Valkyries. The Valkyries were magnificent young women who rode their flying horses over battlefields and collect the souls of warriors worthy to enter Odin's hall of the slain in Valhalla. The chosen warriors battled all day and feasted each night, served by the Valkyries. In Viking mythology, the Valkyries were so considered warriors who earned their place in Valhalla. The Valkyrie on this card brings success to all those who have struggled for it. You are now in a strong position to carry your dreams and desires to success. You have faced adversity and won. Yeah, it's just sad. This whole fairy tale was like ending, like even the cock died in the end. Death of a hen. Little action happening, but there was kind of like no goals. Maybe you have to have this time alone to really know what you want. That's what I see overall here. Otherwise, it's chaotic. It's too much this overwhelming, like a love potion. Like you can get a lot of speed going with this kind of almost like Asterix and Obelix. There is this magic potion that all the village is drinking, and then they're able to fight the Romans. Something like that. There is like very flowing feelings, but then you can be like kind of a bit like fast, speedy with those emotions. And then you have like this kind of moments when you're like giving up, walking away because it's too much to handle. Or you want to rest because it's too much to handle. There is beautiful like energy here. Queen of Cups and this Valkyria thing that is almost like this. It's kind of connected to there is this kind of like a muse or like a woman who is like leading the battle, the heart. I have to ask good questions. That's it. What do you want to know about this love relationship? I think I'm going to take another this kind of feeling card because I made them. Now, how your person is still feeling about you? What could be the why this thing is so chaotic? Codependency. Okay. Immature. Sex, rock and roll. Burning heart. Attached to outcome. Devil loves you. And big desire, wanting to be together, like needy energy. Maybe that is here. There's this foolish, immature thing. Sometimes you try, sometimes there's really the love potion that has happened between you is kind of like elixir, that is positive, magical elixir, but then it can create this kind of like a bad dynamic also, where you kind of need time off, and you're very much like having this devilish codependency. Codependency is exactly now in this solar eclipse in Libra that it should be now dealt with. This is like the Pluto is this card of the underworld, and we have it in Capricorn, that is this codependency card, devil card. And it will be in Aquarius in the beginning of the year, in January. So now it's a time to kind of give up that kind of codependency energy. Yes, let's ask better questions. Let's ask what is like the future for this relationship. If you are able to handle this codependency, more mature, what is the future of this relationship? Apology. Okay, it's like a sun is like coming behind the clouds. So pain, make all clear. Sun after storm. A second chance. Saying I'm sorry. Wanting you back. Full life and death. Like it's a matter of life and death, exactly the death and the hand. It's almost like this cock was really devoted eventually to the hen, even the hen didn't give to not to it. Was very devoted to it and would carry still this dead hen. Life and death, regretting what happened. Yes. So there will be apology. That is there is now this kind of moment of resting, so for a sort, but there will be apology. There will be like this kind of sun comes behind the storm clouds. That will happen in the future. Okay, let's see this love message here. Oh, have patience. Love is patient and kind always. Okay, it's really true, this resting energy here. I really know this card. Like, have patience. Love is patient and kind. So, indeed, the apology. Maybe take some time to. This is really this walking away in here also. Maybe it takes time to come to this apology. There's been some foolish turns of event. Person has felt very cold. The other one is kind of running around, say, like putting the heroes to Valhalla. Like there's this a high priestess is really this kind of like a mysterious energy that can be too big even and scary as well. This Queen of Cups is very maybe intuitively even like so connected that it can be too much to handle as well. Like, so have patience. You have to be matured. Things have to be more calm. That's the moral of the story. Calm in a sense of like a rebirth. Yes. The hasty, let's say, the selfish hen and the hasty cock has to die to have then this mature relationship with patience. Okay, any other guidance? Maybe I want to give you one more guidance card because I made this. One more for your future. Okay, so even there is devil in play, and there has been, there's always emotional roller coaster. So it will say you will still have highs and lows, pleasure and pain, restless, non-committal, addictive connection. So just be aware that that might happen if you are too hasty. If you don't have patience, you have to now heal this kind of restless energy here. Otherwise, you get into roller coaster again. And then you're going like this cock with the head. I'm going to show you this picture because this is illustration here. Look, that's the restless energy you don't want to have. Driving with this mice and the dead hen there. Roller coaster. Codependency. What else? So I know there's a little hope here that there will be apology. You should still try to build something like a lasting foundation, not that things are like that. Okay, I move to the next. This was your reading. Emperor and Empress is anyway a beautiful goal for you, that you don't become a martyr, because the martyr is exactly that both cock and the hen are dead. No, you are like building some beautiful kingdom together and loving each other and committing to a good, kind way of being. Okay, I'm gonna put a pause again to prepare the next. Welcome to your reading pile number 3. Here are your cards, and this you have chosen the 7 of Swords. It's a little bit of defeat card. What is it? There is like making a break for it. Defeat, lies and trickery, cheating, theft. Some a little bit bad energy is here, but let's see how this plays out in your connection. We are wanting to know how your person feels about you, and we start immediately about that. I have these new cards. So, hot and cold, runner and chaser, fear of abandonment, fear of feelings, roller coaster, very much good and bad, or like hot and cold. Polarity can be very attractive, this polarity, but then the ice is melting, but then this kind of, there's this really polarity here. Naked and vulnerable, cat and mouse. So there is a little bit this kind of opposing energies. And then secondly, we have here person's feeling that grounding is needed. Okay, of course, because it's too much like roller coaster. Wanting to know real you and allow to feel from within. Grounding in higher vibrations and stability. Person really want to go for stability here. So not to extremes, stability. Maybe that something has shaped up your relationship, that there has been this defeat. Something has come to a light that was not honest, not fair. The person is holding this flower. It's kind of like a, yeah, it's looking back energy. Like there's this beauty. Beauty and the Beast, possibly even. Okay, then we have a fairy tale here. Root chakra is always safe and secure. The grounding here, showing like, yeah, you need, or the person needs grounding and this basic needs met. Money, work, house. Everything has to be like a safe first. Fairy tale is Mother Hulda. Interesting. I forgot to drink anything, I'm losing my voice. So, Mother Hulda is I made these fairy tale cards, and I'm letting every fairy tale be there in the deck. They are now here, all fairy tales from this book. And every Friday I'm gonna pull from the same cards. I'm not gonna take off the fairy tales that are read. If we get the same fairy tales, then it's meant to be. Then we have to hear them again. Anyway, I'm going to a little bit have this crystal ball because it's the last reading. Let's play about this. What is the message from the, for you and your person? It is certain. Okay. Something is certain with your person. But Mother Hulda, this is kind of long story. I hope I'm able to tell you this. Just warning that it will be a bit long. And sorry about my share is making this sound, but I have only share. I usually keep it like this kind of witchy share, has its own personality and own voice. So a widow had 2 daughters. One was pretty and industrious, the other was ugly and lazy. And as the ugly one was her own daughter, she loved her much the best, and the pretty one was made to do all the work and be the drudge of the house. Yeah, it's kind of sad that always is kind of opposite in things, but I mean, we have here even the good and bad and the hot and cold. Every day the poor girl had to sit by a well on the high road and spin until her fingers bled. Now it happened once that as the spindle was bloody, she dipped it into the well to wash it, but it slipped out of her hand and fell in. Then she began to cry and ran to her stepmother and told her for her misfortune. And her stepmother scolded her without mercy and said in her rage, "As you have let the spindle fall in, you must go and fetch it out again." Then the girl went back again to the well, not knowing what to do. And in the despair of her heart, she jumped down into the well the same way the spindle had gone. Okay, my neighbors are passing this my working room corridor, so now it's better. Anyway, continue. So she ended up in this beautiful meadow, and the sun was shining on the flowers that grew around her. And she walked on through the meadow until she came to a baker's oven that was full of bread. And the bread called out to her, "Oh, take me out, or I shall burn. I'm baked enough already." Then she drew near, and with the baker's peel, she took out all the loaves, one after another. And she went farther until she came to a tree weighed down with apples. And it called out to her, "Oh, shake me, the apples are all as ripe." Then she shook the tree until the apples fell like rain, and she shook until there were no more to fall. And then she had gathered them together in a heap. She went on farther. At last she came to a little house, and an old woman was peeping out of it, but she had such great teeth that the girl was terrified and about to run away. Only the old woman called her back. "What are you afraid of, my dear child? Come and live with me, and if you do the housework well and orderly, things shall go well with you. You must take great pains to make my bed well, and shake it up truly, so that the feathers fly about, and then in the world it snows, for I'm Mother Hulda." And as the old woman spoke so kindly, the girl took courage, consented, and went to her work. She did everything to the old woman's satisfaction and shook the bed with such a will that the feathers flew about like snowflakes, and so she led a good life, had never a crossword, but boiled and roast meat every day. Also, when she had lived a long time with Mother Hulda, she began to feel sad. Not knowing herself what ailed her, she last began to think she must be homesick. And although she was 1,000 times better off than at home where she was, yet she had great longing to go home. Now there is this when she was sitting in the cell before anything happened. At last she said to her mistress, "I'm homesick, and although I am very well off here, I cannot stay any longer. I must go back to my own home." Mother Hulda answered, "It pleases me well that you should wish to go home, and as you have served me faithfully, I will undertake to send you there." She took her by the hand and led her to a large door standing open, and as she was passing through it, there fell upon her a heavy shower of gold, and the gold hung all about her so that she was covered with it. "All this is yours because you have been so industrious," said Mother Hulda. And besides that, she returned to her spindle, the very same that she had dropped in the well. And then the door was shut again, and the girl found herself back again in the world, not far from the mother's house. And as she passed through the yard, the cock stood on the top of the well and cried, "Cook-a-dook-a-doo, our golden girl has come home too." So then what happens? Suddenly went to the mother and tell this history. And what happens? They are sending then this other sister to there. But how this happens is, and when the mother heard how she came to have such great riches, she began to wish what her ugly and idle daughter might have the same good fortune. So she sent her to sit by the well and spin. And in order to make her spindle bloody, she put her hand into the thorn hedge. So it was kind of faking already there. Like it was not really working, but it was like faking it. Then she threw the spindle into the well and jumped in herself. She found herself like her sister in the beautiful meadow and followed the same path. And when she came to the baker's oven, the bread cried out, "Oh, take me out, or I shall burn. I'm quite done already." But the lazy bones answered, "I have no desire to black my hands, and went on further. Soon she came to the apple tree, who called out, "Oh, shake me, the apples are all as ripe." But she answered, "That is all very fine. Suppose one of you should fell on my head," and went on further. When she came to Mother Hulda, how she did not feel afraid, as she knew beforehand of her great deed, and entered into her service at once. The first day she put her hand well on the work, and was industrious, and did everything Mother Hulda bade her, because of the gold she expected. But the second day she began to be idle, and the third day still more so, so that she would not get up in the morning. Neither did she make Mother Hulda's bed, as it ought to have been made, and did not shake it for the feathers to fly about, so that Mother Hulda soon grew tired of her, and gave her warning, at which the lazy thing was well pleased, and thought that now the shower of gold was coming. So Mother Hulda led her to the door, and as she stood in the doorway, instead of the shower of gold, a great kettle full of pitch was emptied over her. "That is the reward for your services," said Mother Hulda, and shut the door. So the lazy girl came home all covered with pitch, and the cock on the top of the well, seeing her, cried, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, our dirty girl has come home too." And the pitch remained sticking to her fast, and never as long as she lived could it be cut off. Okay, this is a little moral story that this Mother Hulda has this task to this boat girl, and one is very working and doing everything to make things happen. Other one is lazy and wanting to get things for granted, and of course doesn't get much reward because doesn't do the hard work. I think the cheating card is a little bit here, like somebody in this relationship has tried to get the easy road, easy way, and not put so much effort to the other person. And now indeed there is this hot and cold, because there is this kind of opposite, one is good, one is bad. Indeed stability is needed. Like it cannot go on like one is giving and one is not doing anything. So there has to be balance. I'm gonna look now your cards. This is another, so it's a below deck. I had the above deck in the first pile if you're interested to see that reading, but now I'm just gonna get freely cards for you. Pile number 3. Let's see, these 4 cards are already here. 6 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, the Sun, and 4 Swords. 4 Swords was in the pile number 2 also. This is a resting energy. Sun and resting. Pentacle. What is going on here? Now this is like a busy in the market, working on the project. One is spending and one is like preparing. I would say like one's put the work in and one is spending. Maybe there is this balance a little bit, like one is building, another one is just using it. Maybe I read this pentacle. What is this thing here? 6 of Pentacles. It seems that nobody ever has everything they want, so deciding how to use the resources you have is important. Decisions are not always clear and divine guidance may feel absent. Trust the universe and make your decisions. Sharing material resources, prioritizing needs and wants. Yeah, there is some relationship issues maybe related to money. The other one is a little bit better. Page. Page of Pentacles studies the rhythms of nature and learns the secrets of the physical realm. So the studying person. We have the Sun, happiest card tarot, and another one is like stagnant, kind of like a stalemate here with a kind of writing block. One is celebrating with the family. Maybe there is this something about like how much effort you put into the relationship, how much you prioritize that. But there is a little bit this balance. Maybe that's what the defeat is, that there is not everything is like in harmony. Like one is like having a break, another one is okay. One is alone, one is with the family. Okay, I have to verify this card. So, how is your person? Let's see them. I don't know now who is who, but like you. Okay, this was dropping immediately. This. You and your person is this. The same card. No, it's not the same. This is 7 of. This defeat. This is like going away, giving up. Yeah, somebody has no patience. The other one is Chariot. One is like the one who is doing all this work, has a lot of willpower to do and a lot of heavy work with the computer. this kind of like a concert card, very much like a moving forward energy. Right till you die. I don't know, something like that. This could be the happy family, could be a dream for this relationship anyway. Grounding is anyway a lot. There is also this kind of ancestors and all this family aspect here. I think this is also your person having this like a writing moment, really isolating to produce something. Anyway, let's see still more from other deck. What is your person and you? This one here. Okay, and now on the other side comes Chariot. And here, Moon. Chariot goes in the Moon. You have your Chariot on your own too. Maybe you like to travel. Something about changing a direction. This side had this Chariot, and the other had a Moon. So something from that side who has this Chariot in the first place and all this working alone energy is a more secretive. I think they both are. Both have your own little secrets. You should come together somehow, and you are. Oh, what is them uniting you to each other? Let's have another deck still because I need to have different cards. What is uniting you two together then? Oh no, I don't want to have this. I want to have the Halloween is here. Boy, where's my decks? I have here a Halloween. Okay, let's see the big love between you two. What is that united energy? Okay, strength. There's something about strength, like taming a lion. That's the key. Maybe it makes sense because there's hot and cold. There's this passion and then person who is able to be calm. So strength card, taming a lion. That isn't the key of that. So it is needing grounding. There has to be structure and like rules have to be obeyed, something like this. Anything else I need to know about this relationship? To say, the tree. Anything else? Two of Ghost. Oh, there is love. It's Two of Ghost. The love card came. So there is emotions. There is this kind of thing. So there is hope, but grounding need to be happen. Maybe one more love-related advice here. What makes you have that union? Yin and yang. To understand that you are like a yin and yang. Balance, fusion, oneness, harmony, twin flames, anima, animus, light and shadow, lock and key, closeness and coming together. That recognizing that you are needed in this relationship. Who was the sun in this relationship? Anyway, if the other one is moon, then let's put it on the other side. Maybe there's a sun and a moon. Sun and a moon. And yin and yang. And strength and not strong. The other can give the other person their strength. It's always good to grow together. Like, it's nice that if you are with somebody you are like a needed, like this Hulda story, the girl was doing all the tasks and got prize for it. Like, just ground yourself with your heart. You do everything with your heart and take in count the other person. It's not like a fight between, but it's like a union. Okay, I think this is your reading. Oh, there is one more love advice. Let's see. Physical touch. A tender touch can mean so much. Okay. No wonder there is passion. The physical touch is something like needed in this relationship. Yeah. This ghost are also touching each other. This. Checking the mouth of a lion. Little touch in life. Touch is a love language. Maybe you have to remember that. Touch is a big love language. And what is the other one? Looks like the other person has at least love language like written in words. And the other one has a little bit deceitful words, but they have an act of kindness. They are buying something, gifts and so on. That is their strength. They are giving something. Or quality time. Chariot could mean that they are like traveling. They like traveling and sunny locations, while the other one like the moon location and a night. Anyway, you have to find this balance. Like in this chariot, there's also the yin and yang. Yes, that can be your relationship that you remember. Kind of like appreciate the differences. Okay, this was your reading, point number 3, and I'll end my reading here. If you liked, press the like and subscribe to my channel. So I'm wanting to grow this channel, and there is this little cat in the corner that you can press to subscribe. And then you don't miss the next readings. I always do horoscope readings also, and every Friday I come to do this kind of love reading, and now I have this Grimm's fairy tale. So we'll continue with fairy tales also next Friday. So thank you for watching this, and I wish you a very nice, happy weekend with your special person.